Sorry about that, you know, the drill. My mum's always... I'm not really happy about that anyway, so there's shit everywhere. I'm just showing you the table. Okay, here's some things that are a bit more, because that's pretty much where I'm up to now with that comic. I'm going to start on a new one that's a bit more wholesome, so I'll be able to show you that one more. I'm not really finished with the comic, just finished with that chapter of it, I suppose. Well, not really, actually. There is more, but I've just not been doing it. I tend to lose interest. So I've got more, like, wholesome things here that I can show you. I'll probably get my videos freaking demonetized or something anyway. I need a place where I can show stuff like this without... I don't know where. Like, people used to tell me, like, oh, you can show stuff like that on Facebook. I'm like, yeah, but they have a policy. You can't really show anything unless it's censored, so... I don't actually know. Maybe DeviantArt or Furry or something. Don't really know. If I am honest. I just don't know how to advertise my wares. Like, I can do not safe for work commissions and shit. So that's Jeremiah again. He's just like... That's his body. So in this one, he's not fat, but he's not thin either. He's kind of like a bit buff, but not too buff either. So he's like part fat and part muscle. At what I call a normal man. Like how they used to look in what is like the 80s and 90s before this whole they must have six-pack abs thing became a thing. Like, I know it's always been a thing, but, like, at some stage, most of the actors you saw in movies just had, like, decent bodies where they were part fat and part muscle. They were, they didn't have, like, six-pack abs or anything. So that's his body. I did it because I think he suits that the most. He either suits skinny or this sort of body shape. He doesn't really suit, like, being too fat. So that's why I don't really draw the character really fat. Because I don't think he suits that either. And I've tried drawing him buff, but I don't really think he suits, like, being proper buff either. So just this in-between or skinny does he suit. Or be, like, sort of slim but with a belly. And every time he looks different. And you can tell it's him, but it's different. So he looks like he's got a short nose here, but I've got, like, this one here. Where he's looking forget that one right now. Seductively at... like maybe Daisy or something. He's got like quite a long nose there. And he's quite skinny there. You can see his ribs and shit. So he's kind of laid down on his front and he's looking at someone seductively, maybe Daisy. And this is one where he looks kind of more sinister and evil and he's like put his arm out. His nose isn't that long, but this is just how I drew it by accident. I tried to shorten it, but it just didn't work out. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'll change it. But then I draw it again, it's like, oh, it's no change at all. It's the same. Okay. It's actually a little bit of a change. I didn't draw his ribs there. Technically, it hasn't been... He was skinny when he first met Daisy. So that's Daisy looking back at him. So that's like the point of view you get from him, and that's the point of view you get from Daisy. So like looking at each other at this point. But they're a bit... She's like out of the bed and he's in the bed. Sorry about it. Stupid thing keeps going blurry. Right, so we've seen that one. So we're turning it round. So this, I should be able to show you the rest of this. It's like this one. Oh, hang on a sec. Being stupid. It's being stupid. So he's grabbing her there. They're obviously having a fight or something, or he is. And this picture, like, forget this bit, the text I've written, because I got to explain that. So originally this was supposed to be her begging him to not do whatever the hell he's threatening to do there, because he's abusive and stuff. Sorry about the blurriness. I don't know what the hell is matter. It's just a cheap, crappy phone, I guess. It's not really cheap. It wasn't cheap, but it's obviously cheaply made. The camera is just crap. But it's better than what I've had in the past, so I'm going to try and show you that without all the freaking shadows, without showing you the text. Oh, stop going blurry! Stop going blurry. So I asked my friend to just, caption it, and this is what she said. And I didn't mean it to look like that, but every time I see it now, I think, oh, that's what it looks like now. That's just her with the mouth open. It just happened to coincide with his lapel. It looks like that now. I like the picture anyway. I like his face though, either whether she's trying to deep throat his lapel or not. It's just like, oh well, you know, he's not amused. Start going blurry. Let's see what else have we got. Okay, so this is like not really wholesome, but I'll just show it to you real quick. It's just like grabbing her and just being domineering over her. I've been reading this book. I'm not really sure if I can mention it, but it's basically how to be a good lover or something. And the woman writing it mentioned a thing from the Kama Sutra, and this was basically the position. Apparently it's a thing in the Kama Sutra to frickin' basically be an abusive husband. Okay. I'm like, why? How is that allowed? Pretty much. But that is the position she described. Stop going blurry. And this again is not really not safe for work. He's just wearing like a Speedo or something. And his knee there is basically between her boobs, and his knee is up against her sort of stomach area. Sitting or kneeling. And she's basically drooling over his flabby belly. So he's kind of slim here, but he's got a soft flabby belly. Not really entirely happy with the face, but it's pretty good. I'm happy with the way I do wings now. I think I've improved. I like his thick thigh. He kind of looks like more muscular. His legs. And I showed this to someone, and they said, he's a domineering little cherub, isn't he? And I said, he's not a cherub, he's a god, pretty much. So this person has just like seen the chubbiness and the wings and assumed he's a cherub or something. Like, cherubs are they're basically baby angels. He's obviously not a baby. He's big, he's tall. So I said he's basically a god, a sun god. That's what he is. Okay, again. So right, so it's the other one is flipped. So he's naked here, but he's like, you know, you don't see anything. So I'm pretty sure it's okay for me to show you this. I'm very happy with this. I like the face. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. So he's having he does everything. He smokes, he drinks, he takes drugs and stuff. So he's like a real bad boy. He's basically a Harry. He's like the spoilt rich boy, but he's also a bad boy. Like, you assume that someone who's posh and rich is going to be maybe an asshole, but, you know, kind of good and not do drugs or drink or anything, but he's pretty much... Well, he's in the mafia, so he's like... So he's basically indulging in gluttony and all. So it says, underboss Jeromiah living the high life in his father's absence. So it's implied that this scene, his father is out of action for whatever reason. Maybe he's in prison or something. So he's taken over the mafia, supposedly temporarily, but it's all part of his plan to take over indefinitely. And I actually did his paws. Look at the cuteness paws. So I've not done any pictures of paws. He's got loads of chicken legs there, and he's got one on his knee for whenever. He's kind of got his hands full at the moment, so he's just got them there ready. The original picture was not supposed to be of this. The original picture was supposed to be in the same position, but he's got a girl there. Probably Daisy was supposed to be there. But I didn't do it after all. I'm really proud of this. I love the way his face turned out and his muzzle and everything. I'm pretty much really happy with this picture. And he's got like I saw this on another picture on Fur Affinity, and the guy had these little thin belts around his thigh and a gun. Not in a holster, just like that, you know. And I thought that's a really good idea, so I thought I'd try it. There's his puffy tail is under him, and then like that, so he's using it. And he's got that's a pillow. That's a pillow. So he's basically on a pile of pillows, pretty much. I think that's it. I'm really happy with the face. Well, everything really. The cute paws. I've not done his paws. Okay, so the next one is similar, which this is the one I'm actually colouring now. I'm just gonna, before I show you guys, I'm just gonna modify it a bit, which I've done in the coloured version. Well, I'm not doing it. Lino's doing it, but I'm just like watching, because he colours my pictures in. You know, some of them, and I colour other ones. So it's been modified in this way, so I'm just going to modify it on this picture. But I'm not as pleased with this one. I mean, I am in some ways. Okay, so it's the same picture, but I've drawn it on the other side, so I could go along the outlines of the creases that I made. You know, the pen lines that I made on the other side. I tried to make it look the same, but it's not really the same. I'm not really as happy with the way it looks. But the version on the digital version that's being done, I'm really a lot more pleased with it than this version. But it's not too bad. He's got his cute little muzzle. How cute is his muzzle? I just think animal muzzles are just cuter than human noses and mouths, you know, that are separate. I've just always preferred animal looks to human looks ever since I was a kid, and I always wanted to be like, not just always full animal, but just like part animal. So I've always liked furries ever since, like, before I knew what furries were. I just think humans would just look a lot better with animal features. To be a lot cooler. I'm hoping that with evolution that will happen one day. But what the hell was that? That was terrifying. I doubt it though. I don't know. I think humans have been given a shitty deal, really, looks-wise, and, well, everything, really. Animals are a lot more superior in looks, and they have, like, inbuilt weapons and inbuilt survival things, like, you know, they've got inbuilt coat and claws and fangs and better eyesight than us and better hearing and sense of smell, and they can run faster, and they've just been given everything that they need to survive, but we haven't. Okay, just real quick.
I'm not supposed to be keeping an eye on